Hello everyone. Sire here. Thank you so much for joining me on the Trinity Stamps YouTube channel. I am here to create another card using the July 2026 release. And you can see it right here is one of them. This is the Beach Ball Circle card. It's an add-on that you can use for the circle die card. So you could actually make a circle card and this will cut out the perfect circle for that size. If you have the album builder, you can also use this to create a summer album, and that would be really cool too. I am going to be creating a Christmas card. I was cutting these pieces and it started to come together. It's a little abstract, it's a little whimsy, but I just love how it turned out, and I'm going to be using these pieces here. Now you'll be wondering why I'm holding other dies in here. Well, because this is not going to get me exactly what I'm looking for. So I brought in the Tiny Island. This is also from the new release, and I'm going to be using this little piece here, the palm tree. And you'll see how that works. I'm also going to be bringing in the tiny aquarium elements to use the coral. And then this one is from the June release, and I'm going to be using this little shoe piece. You will have a little bit different piece than mine. Mine is was given to me before the final version. So yours is going to look a little bit different, but it's going to be just those little pieces that is for the shoe. If you don't have those dies, that is okay. The main piece will be this beach ball, and then you can use whatever you can find to make it. So the main shape will be here, and I really like how it turned out, and I hope you do too. So sit back, relax, and let's create a card together. Okay, so we'll start off with the beach ball circle die, and we're going to cut it into 3 colors. I'll take the largest and the smallest pieces in green. I'm going to do the middle size in gray, and then the circle in kind of a peachy pink color. Next, we'll take the smallest palm leaves of the Tiny Island set and cut that in some yellow. And for the tiny clown, using the shoes, we're going to cut that in that pink color and some eyes. Okay, now that we have all that cut up, let's bring out some inks, and we're going to ink blend just the edges of all these pieces. We'll start with the yellow, and I'm going to bring in some tea dye, that's the color. And we're going to just go a little bit on the bottom and the top of that lower area. If you want to cut it first, because we're going to be cutting this, if you want to cut it first and then ink it, we can, but I'm just trying to get it to be slightly inked at the top. I don't want it to be too strong, so I figured I'd just do it without cutting it first. Next, we're going to start inking up the gray piece, and we're going to be using some hickory smoke, I believe it's called. Distressed oxide. Yeah, hickory smoke. And we're going to ink the top of it and kind of work our way down to the point, but not going fully all the way down. We're kind of ink blending it just to create some dimension, because we're using the pieces for what they're not really meant to. So by adding some depth and stuff, it will make it a little bit more obvious what we're trying to do. So off camera, I cut another small piece because I realized I need 2 of them, and we're going to start ink blending this one as well. For the larger one, we'll go at the top and down the right side, leaving the left side untouched or very, very lightly inked. So what I'm doing is I'm inking it very, very lightly. I'm okay with constantly going over it to make sure that it's not so dark, because we don't want it to be really dark ink. Then I'm going to bring out the sticky mat from Trinity Stamps, because I have these small little pieces and I don't want them to move on me. And I'll bring out the shading sidekick, and we're going to ink this with a little bit of red. I'm going to bring in, I believe that's Festive Berries, and we're just going to really go lightly on the edges with very light hands. I don't want any dark red showing. I'm just going to try to get as light of a touch as possible. You can see most of my ink is on the mat, hardly touching. the actual pieces of cardstock. And this red looks really nice with the pink. It's just adding a little bit of nice blush color to it. And just take your time, go around, and then when I was confident that the ink is pretty much off the brush, for the most part, I went over the whole thing just to kind of smooth out any harsh lines. Now that everything is cut and die cut, everything is inked, or die cut and inked, sorry, let's start putting this together. And if you've seen the YouTube thumb, you'll know exactly what I'm trying to create. Well, hopefully you know what I'm trying to create. If not, you'll see it soon. So we're just going to start gluing the pink piece to the top. And then for this yellow palm leaf, I'm going to trim it, creating a semicircle. Don't worry about being perfect because this is going to be the hair of this. I'm going to be creating an angel for a Christmas card. Trying to turn the beach ball die, which is a summer die, into a Christmas. So kind of like a Christmas in July. As I was playing with these pieces, I realized that the eyes were too big and the mouth was too big. So I went and cut out the eyes again. And instead of using the eyes, I'm using the eyebrows. So that's how I'm getting this nice little singing voice. Looks like the angel is singing. Now that is from the Tiny Clown series. It has like eyes, cheeks, I believe it's a nose and eyebrows. And so I'm using the eyebrows in a black cardstock to mimic closed eyes as if singing. And then the circle is actually the eyeball if you're using the die appropriately or correctly. Next, what we're going to do is start gluing one of the smaller green pieces, and these are going to be the angel's arms with big sleeves. And we'll do the other one on the other side, but because it's the same shape, we can't use the same side. So I decided that I'm going to have it propped up as if singing and praising, lifting their hands. And then we'll glue just a little bit of the back, and there's our wing for the angel. It is a bit of a sharp wing, but I figure this is a pretty whimsical design, and I really like how this has turned out. And there you go, put the hands on, and that's what it's going to look like. I cannot glue the other one on yet because I'm going to wait until I have the card all ready. In my stash, I just happen to have this musical note Christmas paper, and I thought that was perfect. It says Jingle Bells, and it looks like the angel is singing. Probably not Jingle Bells, but at least we have the music notes there. So I cut that out to be 4 inches by 5 1/4. And I decided to use some blue cardstock for our base. So I'm going to make the whole base blue instead of using a white base. When it comes time to doing the inside, which I won't do in this video, I will just put a piece of white cardstock in the inside so there's a place to write. Now, when I think of angels and Christmas, I think glitter and glam and gold and all the nice things. So I'm going to bring out some embossing ink, and I'm just going to dab all the edges of this paper into that ink. It does not need to be clean. It can be messy, and I'm not worrying about dusting with anti-static powder or anything. I'm just going to go right into it and dump the gold embossing powder all around the edges, and it does not need to be perfect. I will blow off the excess that's a little bit too harsh, that's just sticking there, so that it looks more of a straight line. But for the most part, it's okay how it looks. So you can see some skinny areas and more thicker areas in other places. The heat gun has been preheating while I was getting everything ready, just so that it's nice and hot. I find that some papers are different than others, and you just never know how it's going to react. So I want to make sure I do it nice and quick, not dawdling too much with the heat on this paper. It also will hopefully not warp it as much if I take less time. Okay, next I'm going to bring out this acrylic paint. I obviously haven't used it in a while because I got this big thick paste in there, so we'll just kind of add some more and swirl that around to get those chunks out of there. I'm going to bring one of my brushes that I've soaked a little bit in water and then I'm going to splatter all over my page, trying not to get that ink on anything else on my mat. And then we'll move that aside and let it dry while I clean up. And then obviously it's not dry enough because those are quite bulbous blobs. So I'm just going to bring out that heat gun just a bit, just to speed up a little bit more. And then I'll put that aside. Now it's time to get our angel all gussied up, and using the tiny aquarium die, I've cut this in some gold cardstock, and I'm going to decorate the angel's gown. Now you don't have to do this, or you can find other things. I just thought this was kind of fun. I always imagined that if there was a Christmas gown that an angel's wearing, kind of like Santa Claus, I always think there's usually gold trim and fancy embroidery. And so this is obviously thicker than embroidery, but I just thought it was kind of fun just to add a little bit of shine to the angel to match the shine on the pattern paper that we spent our time with. And so I'm just going to go up the sleeves a bit, and I'm going to go out on the back and along the bottom. And it's just coral, but for this, I'm making it look like just a fancy embroidery along the edges. Now I am going off the edges because I don't really want to see the stems of these. I'm going to go off and then snip everything with scissors, so we get a nice clean cut. We could stop here, but I'm going to put more just because I have it. Or you could use pattern paper, for example, for these pieces so that it's already designed the way you would like. But I thought this was kind of fun. It really ties in some of that gold, and I get to play around trying to gussy up my singing angel. And there we go. That's looking really nice. I love the gold accents to it. The paper that I'm using is from Spellbinders. It's their gold cardstock, and it's double-sided, and it's just beautiful and cuts amazing. And it really pops on that green cardstock. Before we start putting all this card together, we're going to now create a sentiment. I am going to bring out a stamp that I have from a different set. This is, I believe it's the Little Tree Gnome. It's just part of the Christmas collection. You can use any stamp you want, but this was the one that fit perfectly here, and it just says Season's Greetings. So it was a nice one to add that doesn't have a pun or anything. It's just a nice simple sentiment. And I put that on the same blue cardstock that we're using for card base, and I'll go use the same gold embossing powder to heat set that. And now we're really tying in all of this gold together. There we go. Season's Greetings. And that looks really sweet. Of course, we could have used white. The white would have stood out really well. However, it might have stood out a little too well on the card. And there we go. I used the die to get that nice little tight cutout. Okay, so because we are using a small piece of paper, I'm going to bring out my Pear Blossom Press ruler to make sure that I get a nice border. That should be about 1/8 of an inch border around my card base. And then I'm going to start putting everything together. And I'm going to bring out some foam tape that I have in my stash. It's about 1/16 of an inch. It's very, very thin, but it gives you the perfect height for just creating a shadow under all your elements. The reason I love 1/16 of an inch is also because if you want to layer multiple things, especially if it's like decoupage, you can have a nice subtle height and difference without it costing so much to mail it. And then we'll just add a little piece to the hand. And now that that's all done, we will set this down. I'm going to try to keep that music note and the words Jingle Bell untouched. So I'm just going to have my angel hovering just above it. And then I'll put the hand in place, and now we have a singing angel, and it is absolutely adorable. Adding a little bit more foam tape to the sentiment so that everything is at the same height, and we'll place that right at the top, trying my best to make it balanced on the same padding on the top and the bottom of the card. And there we go. There is my Christmas in July card using some summer products. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope that has given you some inspiration on something you can do that is unexpected with products that you get from Trinity Stamps. Until the next time, have a fantastic day, and I'll talk to you all later. Bye.